Alright, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. This is Nick, and welcome back to Basketball Trading Room. We are back with another edition of the top 5 fantasy ads of this week for your fantasy basketball leagues. Without any further ado, let's get into it. First on the list, we have Chicago Bulls forward Modest Buzelis. The Chicago Bulls have hit a stride lately, winning 10 out of their last 14 games, securing a spot in the NBA play-in. During this span, they are third in points per game, and Buzelis has been a key part in that. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging just under 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and is adding value defensively, netting 1.6 blocks and a steal per game in 29 minutes. Just missing the 5-game cut is a 31-point outburst he had versus the Lakers that really put people on notice. Buzelis has been on fire from the field lately, shooting 47% from the field and 50% from 3. In terms of fantasy, Buzelis has been hot the last 7 days as he ranks in the top 40 of all players. Everything is trending upwards for Buzelis, scoring double figures in 4 of his last 5 games and having his season high 72 fantasy points last week versus the Mavericks. The Bulls have clinched a play-in spot again amidst their hot streak, and Buzelis has started the last 20 games, and I expect him to keep up this play. Buzelis is only rostered in under a third of leagues, but half of that has come in the last day, so pick him up before more people take advantage. Next is Utah Jazz guard Isaiah Collier. Collier was a 29th pick in the most recent NBA draft and has been a pleasant surprise. Collier has played 69 games this season, averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists in 25 minutes. He started the season coming off the bench, but his play has locked him into the starting spot for more than half of the season. There's a lot to like about Collier, from the speed and the ability to get downhill, but the most impressive quality to me has been his passing. He just recently passed John Stockton for the most assists by a rookie in Jazz history. Staying on his recent play, in his last 5 games, he's averaged just under 16 points, 3 rebounds, 6.6 assists, and a steal in 31 minutes a night. In terms of fantasy, he's been solid as he ranks 55th in the last 7 days. The Jazz aren't playing for anything right now, but that does mean that the young guys will continue to get time to develop, and Collier is in that mix. Collier is only rostered in 27% of leagues, so if you are looking for a guard that can fill up the stat sheet, most shouldn't have a problem picking him up. Up here at this spot is Milwaukee Bucks guard Ryan Rollins. Rollins is averaging just 6 points this season in a limited bench role, but he has got more opportunity as of late due to circumstances. Bucks starting guard Damian Lillard has been diagnosed with a calf injury and is out indefinitely. Rollins has had a next man up mentality and has answered the bell with his number being called. In his last 5 games, he started 4 of them and is averaging 15.6 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 70% from the field and 68% from 3 in 27 minutes. Rollins, of course, isn't going to shoot this good for the rest of the season and into the playoffs, but he's been a pretty consistent threat when he shoots, shooting 49% from the field and 40% from 3 overall this season. The Bucks are in full go mode as they continue to try and stack wins ahead of the playoffs, so Rollins playing as many minutes as possible should always be in the cards, especially without Lillard. As far as fantasy goes, Rollins has found his way into the top 60 in the last 7 days, and he just had his best performance of the year in his last game versus the Suns. He totaled 67 fantasy points, scoring 23 points and adding 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Rollins has scored 30 plus fantasy points in his last 5 games, so you could be walking into a player on a real hot streak. Rollins is only rostered in 16% of leagues, with 11% of that coming in the last day, so make sure you hurry before the percentages rise. Next is Miami Heat guard Pelle Larsson. Pelle Larsson has appeared in more than 50 games this season, but has not been playing a lot. Larsson just recently started to get big minutes, and he has been playing very well. Larsson, over his last 5, has seen his minutes jump up by 7 and is averaging 10.6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. But the last 3 games is what stands out to me. Larsson has gotten exactly 30 minutes for the past 3 games and has completely filled up the stat sheet. In these 3, he's averaged 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Looking at the fantasy side, Larsson is averaging 42 fantasy points a night in that span. As the Heat are on their winning streak and have clinched a spot in the play-in, Coach Erik Spoelstra has found something with Larsson, and I don't think he can turn away from it with the playoffs right around the corner. All Larsson has to do is continue to play his tail off, and the numbers will speak for themselves. Larsson is only rostered in 9% of leagues, with all that coming in the last day, so pick him up before more people start to notice. Last but not least is Raptors guard Jacoby Walter. Walter has been a solid rookie for the Raptors this season, averaging 8 points and 3 rebounds in 20 minutes a night. But recently, he's gotten a couple starts and has really taken advantage of them. He started 4 of his last 5 games, and in that span has averaged 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, plus a steal in 29 minutes of contest. Walter has had back-to-back fantasy explosions that have him inside the top 80 over the last 7 days. His last game, he had 44 fantasy points in a 17-point outing, and the game before that dropped 57 fantasy points with 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. The Raptors are out of the playoff picture, so prioritizing the youth on the team seems to be the most likely outcome. With Walter being a part of that, being just 20 years old, I think he can be a sneaky good add down the stretch of the season. Walter is available for almost everyone as he is only rostered in 6% of leagues, so make sure you add him.